Hey everyone, what's up? This is Zach, and I am here with a movie review for you guys. This time I'll be reviewing Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which released in 2025. I didn't get a chance to see this movie until recently. I wanted to see this movie around when it came out. I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. I did see The Dead Reckoning in theaters, but I didn't get a chance to see this one in theaters, which I kind of wish I would have seen this one in theaters since, well, this is supposedly the last Mission Impossible movie. Now, to be honest, I wasn't really in a hurry to see this movie either, since from the reviews that I've been hearing, it's mostly received negative to mixed reviews. So I wasn't really in a hurry to see this one since this was apparently the worst Mission Impossible movie. Now, after seeing this movie for myself, what is my stance on that? I will say, I don't think this film is as bad as people are saying that it is. Is it a step down from the last few movies in the franchise? I would say so, and this actually might be the weakest Mission Impossible movie. But with saying that, I still think it's a pretty good movie. But you could just tell at this point that the franchise has just really run its course and they just had to wrap it up. And this is supposedly the last film in the franchise, and I really hope it is. I mean, I'd say that this film was a decent send-off. The cast did very good in this movie. Of course, Tom Cruise, he always does good. He's the leading star in these movies as Ethan Hunt. He did great, and his stunt work is, of course, incredible as always. And I thought the rest of the cast did good too. Haley Atwell, and I know there's an actress from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies in this movie. She was also in the last Mission Impossible movie as well, so she returned for this one. And I thought the guy who played the villain, Gabriel, he did good as well. I do prefer his performance in the last movie than in this movie, but I thought with what he had to work with, he did fine. So the gist with this movie is Ethan Hunt and his team, of course, have to work together one last time to stop the evil entity. Which, of course, they built that up in the last movie that they were going to stop this entity from doing whatever is about to happen. And, of course, by the end, they succeed. And I thought this film was very well directed too, and I especially like the way that this film was shot. It was shot very well, I think. Just the angles and the cinematography and everything, it was all very well done. And the action, while it doesn't have that many action scenes, I think the action scenes are pretty fun to watch, such as when Tom Cruise's character is in the submarine and he has to get out before, of course, the sub collapses into the deep. And, of course, the ending when Ethan Hunt has to chase down Gabriel, who is the bad guy in this. And there's a plane sequence. You know, he's hanging from planes. And, I mean, Tom Cruise is just insane, for sure. I mean, just his stunt work. But I got to give credit where credit's due. He definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to making movies, and even though I don't agree with his Scientology stuff, that is one of the things that I do appreciate about Tom Cruise is his focus on just making a good movie. Now again, I would say that this movie is one of the weakest films in the Mission Impossible franchise. I still think it's good. I still think it's a good movie for what it is, so I don't think that there's been a bad Mission Impossible movie, technically. Now, I know some people don't like the second film, but I seem to like that film more than a lot of people do. I mean, yeah, it is basically Tom Cruise as James Bond, but I don't really have that many issues with that movie. It is one of the weaker films in the franchise, but I still think it's good. Now, one thing that I appreciate about this movie, The Final Reckoning, is they really do a good job of letting the audience know that this is pretty much it for the franchise. This is a farewell to these characters, and even as far as the plot and story goes, it just feels like the stakes have never been higher. This movie is emotional at times too, especially when, spoiler alert, the character Luther actually dies, who has been in the franchise for a long time. And I will say that that was something that I was not expecting. And that scene in the movie, it's definitely emotional because Ethan Hunt, he has an idea of what's about to happen to him. And yeah, it's definitely devastating for Ethan Hunt's character, and you definitely feel for him in this movie. Now, as far as Ethan Hunt himself, I feel like they make you think that he's going to die by the end, but no, he actually ends up surviving, which I know that that's a rumor, and that seems to be a rumor with a lot of final films and franchises, like, oh, is the lead character going to die in this one? I actually like that Ethan Hunt didn't die in this one, because it's like one of those cases now where it's like they know that you're expecting that, but no, that's not what happened. So there's that. But I thought that this was a good farewell to this team, the Mission Impossible team, the franchise, and everything. Again, it is one of the weaker films in the franchise. I do think the previous film, Dead Reckoning, is better than this one, but this film was still solid. I still think it was good. I do have some issues with it, though. Really, one of my main issues is I really feel like this film could have benefited with more action scenes. That's just me. And also the runtime. It is a very long movie, too. It is a lengthy movie, so just keep that in mind, too. And they do have a lot of flashback scenes in this. Like, there's a lot of flashbacks to the previous movies, which, I mean, I get it. This is the last film in the franchise, and they just wanted everything to come full circle, I guess. And that's just the way that they did it. So I guess I can't fault them too much for that. But I just feel like with this movie, there should have been more that could have been interesting, I guess. There just should have been more to this movie, I guess. More action and just more things going on, you know, especially for its runtime. Like, you should expect more. But the film, for what it is, I still think is pretty good. So if I were to give Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning a rating or a score, I will give this film probably either a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. So yeah, even though I do think it is one of the weaker films in the Mission Impossible franchise, I honestly wouldn't give any of the films in the franchise anything below a 7, to be honest. I think they're all good. I think they're all good movies. So let me know what you think of The Final Reckoning if you have seen this one. I think it's a good movie overall, even though it's not one of the best Mission Impossible movies. But with that being said, thank you for watching, take care, and have a good one.